The most wanted Nigerian kingpin, Tony Ihioma Eze, 51 years old. This brother has been described as Africa's Escobar. This man is ruthless. He has for many years run a successful empire. Sadly, Tony will be spending a long time in jail. Let me know what your views are about the story of Tony. Tony was born in Nigeria. He holds a Canadian, Jamaican, and Nigerian passport, and he is based in Mexico. Tony has a reputation for being known as a ruthless, no-nonsense man. Good afternoon. The Launch Club shared the latest updates to inform and educate our people. There is no substitute to information. Knowledge, they say, is power. Frank is my name. For those seeing my face for the first time, if you see any value in this afternoon's content, kindly show appreciation by hitting the like button. Tony initially lived in Canada and he then moved on to Jamaica. In between time, Tony has run a successful empire. He has built connection with people around the world. Tony, one day, the way Tony operates is very sophisticated. Imagine that you are watching, you're looking at the internet. Tony and his gang, they only go after vulnerable old people. What they do is that they will send these old people, they will send them a message to say that they have been nominated for an award or they have won inheritance from a relative, from their relative, because their relative have left money behind for them. These old people, they don't know anything about internet. Once they receive this email, they will be happy that, oh, yes, I'm a pensioner. Somebody has nominated money for me or somebody has willed money for me. How do I claim it? Then these old people, they will get on the phone. They will ring the number that is on the phone, say, hello. And Tony and his guys will pick the phone and it sounds like a very successful operation. Imagine your grandfather, 80 years old. This one, 80 years old, he saw the email from Tony and the man thought he was dealing with a reputable company. He then called the number. When he called the number, he was told that, yes, you have won this inheritance. The money was left for you by a close relative. You will have to come and collect this money. The man then asked Tony, how am I going to collect the money? Tony said, we will pay for a flight ticket for you to fly to Mexico to come and sign the document so that you can collect this money. The old man was very happy. He did not even tell his family where he was going. He packed his belongings and he flew to Mexico. When he then arrived in Mexico, he was received by Tony and his gang. They used expensive car to receive this old man, making it look like the old man was dealing with a reputable company. The man then signed some documents that Tony gave him to sign. When he finished signing the document, Tony then gave him expensive suite, telling him that, you know what, this suite, we've given you this suite, you've signed the document, you will collect the money in Hong Kong. What you then need to do now is to take this suite, fly to Hong Kong. When you meet somebody at the airport, it is the person that you meet at the airport who will then give you your money in Hong Kong. They'll give you the check in Hong Kong. The old man, these are old men, they believe everything because everything looks so real. So this 80 years old man then collected this suite, not knowing that this suite, it is a drug that is inside this suite. The old man then flew. They paid for the old man. He then flew from Mexico going to Hong Kong, but he had to transit in London. When this old man transited in London, they searched him, and they found out that this old man had drug. Police were surprised. Old man who hasn't committed crime before, he has drug. Well, they said, well, there's no ignorance before the law. They then took the man to court. Then 24 hours later, another 67 years old man arrived again. This 67 years old man was flying from Mexico, going to the same place, Hong Kong. When this man was then checked, the police then realized that the same thing that the first one that they arrested told them, that is the same thing that this one told them. That someone contacted them, told them that they have been left money in will, and they went to Mexico to collect the money, and now they are just stopping in London. They then looked like the story was so consistent. That was when the police started doing investigation. They now linked this to Tony and his operation. They then said, okay, we're not going to press charges against these people because these are vulnerable old men. Just imagine once that as you are watching me now, you are in your 80s, you receive email, and somebody wants to send you to jail at your old age. This old man's family, they were shocked. And what Tony didn't know was that the police has already started investigating him in conjunction with Interpol. The greedy Tony, he did not even know that he was being investigated. He then bought a ticket. You know that old saying that a dog that will die, whether he barks like a lion or not, there is nothing you can do, the dog will still die. Tony then bought a flight, he then bought a ticket, he was heading to Nigeria, he stopped in London. That was when the UK border force then said, yes, Mr. Tony, welcome to the land of Uncle King Charles. Tony was then handcuffed. They welcomed him. They gave him fufu at the airport. They welcomed him and they took Tony for interrogation. They then brought Tony's profile and said, Mr. Tony, you've been on our radar for many years. This is what you have been doing. You've been looking for old, vulnerable people, deceiving them that they've won inheritance, and you've spent money on them, give them this expensive stuff for them to take to Hong Kong, and these old men, they did not even know that they are carrying drugs for you. Tony initially wanted to argue that he is innocent. When the case went to court, Tony was presented evidence that shows that this is a well-organized crime, and Tony was in contact with other people in West Africa, and they have been running this, and they've ruined the lives of many vulnerable old people who are retired, looking forward to spending their retirement in peace. Sadly, Tony and his guys, they have been using those guys. Tony, the judge then presented the evidence before the court, which then shows that this was proven beyond reasonable doubt that Tony is a kingpin. The judge then described Tony, that Tony is in the same level with the famous Mexico drug cartel Escobar, that Tony has run a successful operation from his base in Mexico using his 3 nationalities that he has, and this is something that they have targeted old, vulnerable people. Tony was then found guilty, and Tony has been sent to jail. Now, the question is that Tony would have gone to was on his route to Nigeria when he was arrested last December. If he had gone to Nigeria that December, he would be spending money in people will be shouting, oh, Tony, Tony, Tony. People will be hailing him. Women will be rushing him, not knowing that this man is destroying people's life abroad, and the money that he got is all from illicit wealth. Nigeria is a society like a lot of African countries. We do not question people's source of wealth. Once somebody has money, I'm sure Tony has a title. They will give him title in his village. Igwe Tony, Igwe Tony. People start bowing down for Tony. Even when people even knew that Tony is a criminal, they will still be hailing him. The same thing, just like the politicians are busy ruining the country, stealing People like Tony, they are tarnishing the reputation of Nigeria through their criminal enterprise. Those of you that always say, oh, the lunch club is just steady. If I don't condone crime. If my father is involved in crime, I will expose him. So if you know that you support Tony, they continue to attack me. But those Nigerians who are hardworking, whose reputation is being tarnished by people like Tony, you can show appreciation by giving this a like, share so that people can learn. Hopefully, Tony will spend a long time in jail and no regret, because there are many people like Tony there who needs to be brought to book. If you've seen any value in this content, kindly support the launch by hitting the like button, share so that people can learn. Do you think that justice has been done, or